People liked my last video, and I thought of some more things to do before Gridmaster ends, so here we go, part 2. First things first, you gotta try the Awakened bosses. Now, these guys are more intimidating than the Inferno, if you know how hard they are. Like, Awakened Leviathan is one of the most insane things they've ever put in this game. But in Gridmaster, they are doable. With a Thunder Kopesh, you can farm a ton of orbs from Vardorvis because you're getting like 10-second kills if you get all the specs off. Now, if you want to actually do these, you're probably going to want every single other thing on the board, unless you've done them before in the main game, because these bosses are extremely hard. At least they're supposed to be. But once you have everything done, you can spam down the bosses and almost completely ignore mechanics. Then what you want to do is try them again with worse and worse and worse gear, so the experience you gain in Gridmaster will be closer to the main game, because in the main game you're not going to have the 2-tick scythe for Vardorvis. That way you can ease your way into these Awakened bosses, and you can save your main's Awakener Orb money, so you don't have to spend 600 mil on Awakener Orbs just to practice. You can do it here in Grid. Now I gotta say, in Grid, if you just want to get these done, you can basically ignore mechanics for all the bosses with Last Stand, except for the Whisperer. You will have to deal with the insanity damage and not get hit by the mechanics. So unfortunately that one you're going to have to learn, but the rest will be pretty easy to complete if you're just looking to complete the board. Next is going to be, you have to try a boss you absolutely hate in Gridmaster, because the overpoweredness could make that boss enjoyable. I personally hate Musfa, partially because I'm dry there, but also partially because it is kind of annoying to do the smite mechanic. I would rather just either not use the smite mechanic or use it against a boss with a 4-tick attack cycle, so my Bofa will be synced with it. That would make it much nicer, but unfortunately it's 5-tick. Another boss you could do is Nightmare. Everyone hates Nightmare, no one loves Nightmare, but in Gridmaster it could be fun. And it's a lot more fun to learn in Gridmaster than it is on other accounts. Next, we have try a boss that you actually like in Gridmaster. My favorite boss in the game is probably the Doom boss. I don't know how to say its name, but I do like it. So I've been killing it with a 2-tick T-bow, basically ignoring mechanics, just whacking it over and over again. I guess you don't whack with the T-bow, you shoot with the T-bow. But anyway, I've been whacking it with the Kopesh on early waves, killing it with the T-bow, and I usually kill it before the race car phase even ends. It's really enjoyable. It's probably the boss that gets the most fun just from Gridmaster boost. Usually you're stressing out, do I have enough for the next wave? But you do with the Corrupt Shark and Infinite Bruise, so you can easily just sit there as long as you want. Next thing you're going to want to do is check out the reward shop in the main game before it disappears. The League's main game reward shop is actually up right now as well, so you can talk to the person in Lumbridge. But you're going to want to talk to the girl in Varrock Square in the northwestern stall. She gives you a bunch of little rewards which are cosmetics, so if you like those cosmetics like the crossed swords, those are pretty cool. But the ones I'm interested are both of the 6K ones at the bottom. Here's what they look like. They're based on the default login screen. So they're going to look really nice in your house, especially with a lava theme or a dark stone theme. Next thing you're going to want to do is teach a noob some content. Some of this content in this league is basically brain dead if you're used to high level combat, but not everyone is. So you can go to the Gemstone Crab, where all the noobs live nowadays, and you can go ask them if they want to try out Scurious, want to try out the giant bosses, want to try out Huey Kodal, one of the easier bosses in the game. That way you can turn people who are usually skillers into PVMers, and everyone who switched over from skilling to PVM will agree that is the real game. That is where things get really fun and really interesting and really keep you engaged. Some skilling like Sepulchre can be fun, but bossing is where the real fun is in RuneScape. Okay, that's what you need to do before Gridmaster ends. There's a bit more than 2 weeks left, so there's a ton of time to get everything done. Get as much experience as you can with Awakened bosses especially. That's probably the main thing. I've recently hit the 4K watch hours needed for monetization. That means if I get 1,000 subs, I get a share of the ad revenue as opposed to YouTube taking all of it. So I got a ton of stuff coming for the main game and a bit more in Gridmasters. So I'll ask that you subscribe. If you're a content creator yourself, you're going to want to check out my B-roll series, all free. and thank you for watching.